course, so it's brand new for both of them. So in the women's category, we actually saw the archer that previously shot the course was the one to win. So it's going to be interesting to see how.
And that, you know, they've been coached up a little bit by those barebow shooters who know just how difficult this course is.
So we'll see if he talked to his teammates, got some pointers, whether that will give him a slight advantage or not. We'll find out.
Either way, here we go.
Again, we head to target number 1. This is the cross hill target, which again, for barebow shooters, we see a lot of left and right here as they have trouble holding the bow without canting it.
And this is going to become more and more challenging as the sun changes its position in the sky. And as you can see, one of these targets is lit, one of them is in the shadow, so you might even see difference in impact per the archer.
Get a little advice from their coaches and they head to the stake.
Maybe a little tweak on the plunger there.
Again, this is a 35 meter. And this is shot in a 40 centimeter target.
Now, what is the plunger going to control here as they're shooting these various distances?
Barebow archers can use that a little bit like the string walking to change their sight impact. We see first arrow shot, it's a 4 for Argentina and 2 points for Slovenia. So again, we'll see how they correct on their second arrow. Are they able to make adjustments and improve on that first arrow? So the Argentine archer was just a little low, so he had a good left and right.
Wondering if nerves are having a little bit of an impact here.
So we see both archers looks like shoot a 4 on that second arrow. So 2 point in aiming. But we do see the archer from Argentina really held for a while back there. You saw a little movement in his bow arm and
letting down.
You see his hand actually. I see a lot of movement in that bow hand, so I don't know what he's doing there, if that's something planned, but
hey,
looks
another
like
4 on that target. Looks
good
like
arrow.
For him.
Good group. All 3 of those arrows are grouped together. And we have a 3.
So a 3-point deficit here heading into the next target.
So interesting to notice we saw more adjustments by the Slovenian archer arrow to arrow, but he did still have a deficit compared to the Argentinian archer.
What really comes to mind here is when you're just shooting strong, consistent shots. You know, if you can at least get it close on a course like this, you know, it's going to be worth its weight in gold.
We're going to walk up to target 2. 20-meter target.
Just finalizing the scores there, making sure that, you know, every arrow hole is marked, making sure that every arrow is scored properly.
So while the judges are scoring their arrows, we see them talking to their coaches, probably discussing the cut again. The distance is given on each of these targets by the judges, but they do not tell you the angle of the target. So whether you have to add or cut is up to you. You got to make your best guess with your coach.
Both of our archers are kind of finding their footing here. As you can see, those spots have been pretty well dug out by now as the turf is flying there. Just finding the most comfortable spot to stand. Now, how important is footing in an uphill shot like this?
I think it's crucial. If you don't have a firm consistent base, it's really hard to make a good, consistent shot with the rest of your body and line things up properly. So,
ooh, a 2-line.
So he was a little high, so he may not have quite.
And see, this is where you're going to start to notice the advantage of having teammates come out. Previously, just where on these steeper targets, you can get a little bit more advice and get a little closer.
Now, a lot of times barebow archers will actually add yardage instead of cutting yardage on these steep uphills, because their draw length changes, it actually shortens. So he might have added a little too much on that first arrow. And he adjusts, it's low.
Oh, right.
Have another 4, so both archers matching the score of their first arrow. And with that, the Slovenian archer does take a 1-point lead going into the third and final arrow of this target. Shoots a quick shot. He doesn't look very happy.
But it's a 5.
But it's a 5, so not sure what he was shaking his head about.
That is the look of relief.
To a 2. So big swing on that target. 7-point advantage on that target to the Slovenian archer, giving him a 4-point lead halfway through this match.
And this is something you're going to consistently see throughout the day, is these really close matches are going to flip-flop. Didn't see him so much in the junior women matches, but when you have top-tier archers, you're going to see it happen. It's a target-by-target basis.
Now they're heading over to the bunny target. We've seen a lot of different things happen on this so far today. With only 2 matches in, we've seen high-low, and I believe we've had some left arrows. I don't think we've had any right arrows so far, so we'll see what these two do.
And this is actually kind of an interesting stake, as both stakes are in the sun, but the targets are in the shade.
They move up to their 10-meter stake. And again, each archer must place 1 arrow in each of the 3 bullseyes.
All right, and time is ticking down. You can see it in the top left there. 110 seconds going.
Each archer has 2 minutes to shoot their 3 arrows. Looks like a solid 4, a little left, but perfect height on that.
Oh, that is a very good shot.
So just a hair high of the 6 ring. He's going to be happy with that shot. Let's see if he can answer that by putting 1 in the yellow. And he does, so he has a 5 as well.
You feel like you're going to steady out, or you feel like it's going to ramp up?
Most archers will start to calm as they proceed through the targets. However, on a course like this with that final target, I think there's a lot of archers that are really going to have some nerves heading into that last target, knowing just the craziness we've seen so far. Okay, so both archers have liners. So 1 arrow left, and all he needs is a 1 or 2 to maintain his lead of a point. Anything above a 2 will give him a larger lead heading into the final target.
Oh, and there's a 4.
So a 4. So tentatively he has a 3-point lead, but again we have 2 arrows that could be upgraded. So we could see as much as a 5-point lead or as little as a 2-point lead.
Really a tight race going into this last daunting target as we go.
You see the judges taking a close look again at these arrows.
Now there's one target we haven't seen yet, and that is the shoot-off target. Hasn't been shot much over the course of this event, but it would actually be pretty exciting to see it shot today.
We saw it once yesterday in the junior women's team, I believe. They went over, and you'll see when we head to this next target, it's off to the left. That is the shoot-off target. And it's actually a little steeper than that 4th and final target, so it's a tough one. Okay, it looks like the Argentine archer got an upgrade and the Slovenian archer didn't. So a 4-point lead for Slovenia heading into the 4th and final target. But as we've seen, 4 points is nothing for these barebow archers that struggle to score arrows on this 50-meter target. So I'm really curious to see where their first arrow goes and how they adjust based on that for their 2nd and 3rd arrow.
Really adjusting the footing, getting exactly how they like. You can see some archers will take that extra 10-20 seconds, get their perfect footing, kick a little turf too.
Almost took out the other archer there with that, but time has started. You see the judge raises his hand.
And what has been nice over the course of this event is that the judges are allowing the archers some time to get comfortable, get into their best positioning before they get started. I know with the compound matches they give us some time to set our sights before we approach the stake.
Just misses, just to the left. So again, most likely perfect height, so most likely he cut correctly or added correctly, but probably a cant of the bow. And we see
and a 3.
Solid 3, but again off left, you notice. So barebow archers.
You can see the fist pump there.
Barebow archers are shooting typically to the left on this target.
Yeah, this is a very challenging target when people are fist pumping a 3.
And
he
that's
beats
a
it with a 5.
Wow.
Wow, that is fantastic shooting right there.
That's a great arrow, and you'll see he compensated and it was off to the right compared to his first arrow. Ooh, and a miss.
And this is where you can see tables turn quite quickly.
So 2-point advantage for the Slovenian archer heading into the last arrow of the match. So let's see what happens here. We see he takes the archer from Argentina, takes a moment, takes an extra breath, takes some time before drawing back on his final arrow. We see him come into anchor. We see that bow moving left and right a little bit, so.
And he gets a 3.
Low 3, so that's a solid arrow.
This is still not a guarantee here. This is a very challenging target. He needs to execute a strong shot.
2 to win, and he misses. Wow. Argentina wins.
Wow. That is some fantastic shooting right there. And that just goes to show that this course is very challenging. It is not until the last arrow that we will have a definitive winner.
So 1 point lead gives him the bronze medal for the junior barebow men.
Yeah, and you can just see the looks of disbelief there.
So 5-point swing on that final target. He scored 8 points, which now is our highest scoring value on that target. You can definitely see the archer from Slovenia disappointed, shooting 2 misses after hitting on his first arrow. He's definitely walking off a little upset, but